Here are my picks for UFC Vegas 117. First fight we got is Shauna Bannon taking on Nicole Caliari, and in this one, Shauna Bannon is going to come out here with a sidekick heavy game plan. She's going to just constantly flick out that sidekick, and occasionally she's going to burst into the pocket and land a 1-2. She reminds me a lot of Michael Venom Page. I'm not going to lie. Shauna Bannon is MVP. That is her style. And just like MVP, her ground game is pretty bad. Her takedown defense is also pretty bad. Nicole Caliari, the only way she's going to win this fight is to get takedowns, and she's gotten them before. All right, but my problem with Nicole Caliari is when she gets takedown, she kind of just stays in the guard. She's not really good at progressing to the back. Most of her submissions have come off of her back. So the only way Nicole Caliari gets subs is if someone takes her down, and I don't think Shauna Bannon is doing that. So with all that being said, on the feet, I think Shauna Bannon's going to land more strikes. She has gotten KO'd by Pusha Tomar. She did find the sub there. That wasn't the best look. Nicole Caliari does stand her base. She's going to throw with big power, but her accuracy is not the best. I think Shauna Bannon can just flick the sidekick for 15 minutes and win this fight. Is that such a crazy outcome? Also, if Nicole gets this to the ground, Shauna Bannon has really sneaky jiu-jitsu off of her back. This is quite the first fight of the card here. I'm going with Shauna Bannon to win this by decision. Nicole Caliari 0-2 in the UFC. Shauna Bannon at least has a couple of UFC wins. I'm not picking a girl at -200 with really low finishing upside and winless in the UFC to win a UFC fight against someone who actually has won a UFC fight. So, let's go Bannon! Next fight we got is Daniel Barez taking on Luis Gurule, and in this one, Luis Gurule is 0-3 in the UFC. All right? I don't know what he does well. Does he throw with volume well? I guess. But if he throws a lot of volume, he's often getting clipped back himself, and he's losing rounds that way. So that's kind of out the window. Does he throw with power? No, not really. And does he mix in takedowns? Yes. But Daniel Barez is going to clearly land more takedowns in this fight if takedowns were to happen in this fight. On the feet, I think it's a no-brainer. Daniel Barez is the way better striker. He has big KO upside. He's going to throw big leg kicks. He's going to be in Luis Gurule's face. He's also going to be the bigger fighter. The only advantage I really see looking at this chart here for Luis Gurule is he's 32 and Barez is 37. And at flyweight, being 37 is kind of tough. However, Daniel Barez did just have a kid. I think he's got some newfound motivation. And I've yet to see anything from Luis Gurule to make me think he can win this fight. He lost to Jesus Aguilar on the feet. That's all I have to say. Give me Daniel Barez. I'm going to say he's an underdog. All right? He's an underdog pick. I don't care if it's -110 both ways. He's a dog pick. I'm going with him by round 2 knockout. Next fight we got is Alice Ardelean taking on Polyana Viana. And in this one, I see a lot of people saying Alice Ardelean mortal lock. No way Alice Ardelean loses this fight. Well, I can tell you how Alice Ardelean loses this fight. Polyana Viana 13-1 in fights that end in round 1. Crazy stat. 13 wins to her resume. All of them have basically been in round 1. What that tells me is if this hits round 2, Polyana's screwed. If this goes to decision, Polyana's screwed. Alice is going to throw way more strikes. The only way Polyana wins this is if Alice Ardelean decides to go for takedowns early, because Polyana Viana does have a nasty armbar off her back. I don't know why Ardelean would do that, though. It would really make zero sense for Ardelean to mix in takedowns here. She is clearly the better striker, clearly throws with more volume, but it is women's mixed martial arts, and, you know, I just got to throw that out there as a flyer. I'm going with Alice Ardelean to win this by decision. Polyana Viana literally has one path to victory, and it's round 1 armbar off of her back. And she herself has even got an armbar off her back. I will say Alice Ardelean was being put in tricky spots by Shauna Bannon. Shauna Bannon almost got an armbar off her back on Alice Ardelean. It is a little scary, but I think because Ardelean survived that, she'll survive this. Give me Ardelean. Next fight we got is Andre Petroski taking on Cody Brundage. And Cody Brundage, this is his 3rd fight of the year. And he is 0-2 in his last 2 fights this year. He's looking for his first dub against Andre Petroski. Can he get it in this fight? I think he can. I think he totally can. Cody Brundage, he's going to come out there with big power. All right, he's going to be in Petroski's face. He's going to throw it little bursts of energy. My big concern with Cody Brundage, though, is the takedown defense. Yes, it has been improving, but Petroski in this fight, he's going to go all in on takedowns. When we see Petroski at his best, what is he doing? He's landing takedowns consistently. He's gathering control time. He's laying in half guard. He's laying in mount, and he's just gluing to you for 3 rounds. And this is literally the perfect matchup to do so for Petroski. Petroski struggles against guys that are better strikers. Don't think Brundage is that much of a better striker. And then also Petroski struggles against guys with big power, and I don't think Cody Brundage is really throwing anything wild that'll make Petroski hesitant to shoot takedowns. So give me Andre Petroski. Pretty boring pick. Wouldn't be shocked to see a submission out of Petroski in this fight, but I do think he has lots of wrestling success. One of my more confident picks on the card. Give me Petroski. Next fight we got is Ketlen Vieira taking on Jacqueline Cavalcanti, and in this one, I did go back and forth. My first pick when I first saw this was to take Ketlen Vieira. Ketlen Vieira, what I like about her is... that's a tough one. Well, she does mix in takedowns. I like that a lot because Cavalcanti is not going to mix in takedowns. Cavalcanti is mainly a striker. We have seen Cavalcanti pushed up against the fence. We have seen Cavalcanti taken down. And Ketlen Vieira is going to be the best person at doing that she has fought so far. She is going to push Jacqueline against the cage. She's going to attempt takedowns later in the rounds. Ketlen has this thing where she'll stay striking for 3 minutes, and then when she notices 2 minutes are left in the round, she'll start going all in on takedowns. And then she's like, oh, why didn't I win that fight? Well, because you were getting peppered for 3 minutes, and then you decided to go for takedowns, and you didn't land any damage with the takedowns. I think something similar happens here. I think Ketlen Vieira entertains the striking for a good portion of the round, and then she goes for takedowns. Maybe she'll get the back of Cavalcanti, but I think Cavalcanti will have landed enough damage on the feet by that point in the round where they're going to score it for Jacqueline Cavalcanti. So she's also been hanging out with Carlos Prates. Just got to throw that out there. Give me Jacqueline Cavalcanti to win this fight by greasy decision. I will say I do think Vieira beat Norma Dumont in her last fight. I watched that back. I'm not sure how the judges score that for Dumont, but what I saw was Vieira is going for grappling late in rounds, and at that point she's already losing on the feet. So I think we see a similar outcome here. Next fight we got is Tommy Gantt taking on Artur Minev, and in this one this is the crafty underdog pick of the week right here, all right, guys? Tommy Gantt, Contender Series Starlight. Everyone loved this guy. High-paced wrestling, but the problem is his striking hasn't really been tested fully. Tommy Gantt has been able to get his offense going against all 11 guys he's faced. He basically gets in people's faces, initiates takedowns, chain wrestles, and eventually ground and pound KOs someone, or eventually finds the sub. And that's how he's won literally all 11 of his fights. Now, against a guy like Artur Minev, we got 33-year-old versus 22. So right off the bat, I favor the 22-year-old. Number 2, this is both of their UFC debuts. Tommy Gantt been training with Cormier. I like that. But, you know, Artur Minev been training at the Q. Shout out my guy. You know, if you know, you know. Been training at Syndicate. Been training with a lot of good guys. And I would say the strength of schedule for both of these men is very similar. It's not like Tommy Gantt was fighting killers. You know, he's fighting run-of-the-mill regional people. And I think Artur Minev, wrestling background, people forget he's mainly a striker, but he does have a wrestling background. If Tommy can't get the chain wrestling going, I think Artur Minev is going to knock this guy out. You know, what they say about wrestlers is, you know, their striking isn't really defensively sound always. So, not the best breakdown here, but Artur Minev, if he can defend takedowns, I know he has big power in his hands. Give me Artur Minev! This might be the worst pick ever, but, I mean, 22 years old at plus 200 against a guy who's 33 making his UFC debut. Just strip away all the outside factors. That alone should make you pick Artur Minev. Next fight we got is Tuko Toccos taking on Ivan Erslan, and in this one, it's pretty simple. Ivan Erslan is either going to sleep Tuko Toccos, or Tuko Toccos is going to find a submission. Now, Ivan Erslan, his last 9 wins. 9 have all come by round 1 knockout. And when you watch him fight in the UFC, he is chasing that round 1 knockout. He is landing big leather on guys in round 1. And for a guy like Tuko Toccos, I am concerned. Striking defense is horrible. He gets clipped and rocked in every fight. He's going to need to get this to the mat. He trains with guys like Brendan Allen and Hamzat. I think he will get it to the mat. And we've seen Ivan Erslan, once you bring him to the mat, he's kind of clueless. Doesn't really know how to get back to his feet. He's often letting his back go. And I think Tuko Toccos can take advantage of that. Give me Tuko Toccos, the guy that actually has wins in the UFC compared to Erslan, who's 0-3. Yeah. Give me Tuko Toccos by submission. Next fight we got is Nikolay Veretennikov taking on Khaos Williams. And in this one, I went back and forth on this, and ultimately, I don't know if I'm making the right choice here. So what I see happening is Khaos Williams is literally one-dimensional. He's only a striker. He can mix in leg kicks, but you're not going to see Khaos initiate a takedown. You're not going to see Khaos initiate a clinch. You're not going to see Khaos entertain anything in MMA other than striking with the punches and leg kicks. Now, Nikolay Veretennikov, he will mix in the clinch. He does have the ability to mix in takedowns. So just that alone, more well-rounded as a mixed martial artist, I like Nikolay Veretennikov. I am concerned, though, that Nikolay has been getting rocked on the feet by almost every guy he's faced. Nico Price rocked him. If you watch that fight back, he did wobble him for a second. And if Khaos Williams is landing anything close to that, Nikolay is probably going to sleep. Also, Khaos Williams been trained with Usman and all those guys, getting good training hours in. However, Khaos Williams is really bad at the clinch. Really bad at the clinch. Khaos Williams is also really bad when he's on the back foot. Khaos Williams does really good when he's moving forward, but when someone's getting in his face and moving forward, he doesn't do well. And Nikolay, what does he do? He gets in people's faces and he moves forward. So in this one, as long as Khaos isn't landing the boom, the ox hammer, he's not going to win this fight, in my opinion. I think Nikolay can win the minutes here. I think as the fight goes on, he will win a decision. Round 1, I think Khaos can win, but rounds 2, rounds 3, yeah, this is just not a bettable fight, guys. It's like I really want to take Khaos Williams, but he's let me down so many times in the past where he just stops throwing after round 1, where I'm going with Nikolay Veretennikov to win a decision. I mean, not the best pick. It's 50-50 in my eyes. You see a Khaos early KO, or you see a Nikolay take the fight over decision. I'm going with the Nikolay route. Next fight we got is Timmy Cuamba taking on Benardo Sopaj. And in this one, this is actually very interesting. Very interesting. When I first saw this, my instinct was, oh, Sopaj is going to probably finish Timmy Cuamba. We've seen Timmy Cuamba get rocked and wobbled by lesser competition. You know, Lucas Almeida knocked this guy down. He is very hittable on the feet. He's on the back foot often. In recent fights, though, he's mixing in takedowns. He's landing with high volume. And now Timmy Cuamba shows that he has somewhat of a finishing capability. He got a flying knee against Roberto Romero. Sopaj got flying knee knocked out by Vinicius Oliveira. So that's a little wrinkle for you, but I mean, this is going to be close. Timmy Cuamba is taller and longer, and he's the underdog. I like those factors. Usually, I would take the underdog in this spot. I'm not going to lie. But Sopaj is going to throw with more volume. Sopaj is going to land more takedowns. Sopaj, I think, is going to be better in the grappling. I think he's going to throw with more power. It is 50-50. It is close, but, you know, Sopaj's taking over a year off. I think he's going to come back here at age 25 and show great wrinkles to his game. Give me Benardo Sopaj to win a volume-based, power-based, better at grappling-based decision. Next fight we got is Modestas Bukauskas taking on Christian Edwards. And in this one, yeah, I'm going with Modestas by round 1 KO. All right, you happy? I'm not picking Christian Edwards, all right? It's funny, I was going to make a case for Rodolfo Bellato to beat Modestas because he's kind of chinny and whatnot, but Christian Edwards, he's not the guy. All right, Bellator guy, multiple knockout losses. Modestas, when he fights guys like this, he just gets in their face and knocks them out, like Rafael Cerqueira. So, yep, this is just a nothing burger, free W for Modestas. Let's go, Modestas. Next fight we got is Malcolm Wellmaker taking on Juan Diaz. And in this one, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. Malcolm Wellmaker coming off his first career loss against Ethan Ewing. And since then, Ethan Ewing is a god. Ethan Ewing is going to be a ranked prospect. Ethan Ewing might fight for the belt end of next year. So I don't think that's a bad loss whatsoever. Juan Diaz, though, is another one of these guys at bantamweight that I think can make some noise similar to Ethan Ewing. It's unfortunate for Malcolm Wellmaker, in my opinion. If you look at his resume, they're just giving him prospect after prospect after prospect after prospect. I mean, started with Cameron Simon. Now he's getting Juan Diaz. It's kind of tough. And what I don't like about Malcolm is he's one-dimensional. He's only a striker. Juan Diaz, he's going to mix in takedowns. He's going to get them, in my opinion. And when he does, I think he can submit Malcolm Wellmaker. This guy has really sneaky grappling. It's the striking that has actually come around for Juan Diaz. I actually picked Juan Diaz to submit Juan Tuko in the Contender Series because I thought he wasn't really the best striker, but he goes out there, pieces up Juan Tuko, lands a nice elbow to win the fight. I think he could do something similar here. I don't think he's getting knocked out. Peruvians have iron glass, not iron glass, that's not a thing. They have iron chins, other than Kevin Borjas, perhaps. So I don't think Malcolm Wellmaker's knocking out Juan. And if this is just a 3-round decision, I don't like Wellmaker's decision-winning abilities. Juan Diaz has the ability to mix in takedowns. Juan Diaz has the ability to match the striking of Malcolm Wellmaker. And he's sitting at plus 200 in a bantamweight fight that's probably going the distance. Give me Juan Diaz to win this fight by decision. I think he's got the grappling upside, like I said a million times. And I think power for power, maybe Malcolm throws a little more power, but we've seen when Malcolm's getting hit and he's the one backing up, all of a sudden the power is going out the window for Malcolm. So I think something similar happens here. It could be Juan Diaz. Next fight we got is Superboy Doo Ho Choi taking on Daniel Santos. And in this one, this is a tricky one, but I love Daniel Santos. I love this guy. He has the ability to mix in takedowns. He throws with big power. He's good in the clinch. He's literally good everywhere. The only thing I don't like about him is that he continues to miss weight, and he used to be a bantamweight. Now he's a featherweight. He doesn't have the ability to weight bully anyone anymore. So that could be a concern. But against a guy like Doo Ho Choi, Choi's taken massive amounts of damage over the course of his career. And he's been knocked out by lesser opponents than Daniel Santos. I think Daniel Santos can get in the face of Choi and make this a pressure boxing, clinch heavy, takedowny, late finish / decision type of fight. Choi, maybe he can get takedowns going, but I think he's going to gas himself out if he goes for takedowns all 3 rounds. Choi, he's also pretty tricky on the feet. He's got pretty nice striking, but Daniel Santos is just way more crisp. Way more crisp in the pocket, way more crisp at range. Give me Daniel Santos, Wiley Cat, to win this fight. I'm going to say by decision. Also, look at Daniel Santos' recent resume. South Korean, now another South Korean. Been able to beat all of them. That's all I'm saying. In the main event, we got Arnold Allen taking on Malquazel Costa. And in this one, everyone's taking Arnold Allen. And I kind of understand if this fight takes place at close range, Arnold Allen is going to be the better boxer and he'll be the better striker. The problem is I don't know if this is going to take place at close range. Melky Costa has been doing crazy things in the octagon lately with his kicks. First guy to KO Dan Ige. First guy to KO Morgan Charriere. He's winning decisions as well. He's also finding submissions. This guy can win anywhere the fight goes. Arnold Allen, what do I have to say about him? He's lost to everyone in the top 15. Is that something that's good? Is beating Calvin Kattar by leg injury good? Is beating a Dan Hooker down 1 weight class, weight drained, good? Is beating Sadiq Youssef by narrow decision good? Like, I don't know how I'm supposed to trust Arnold Allen to win this fight. Can he mix in takedowns? Yes, but so can Melky. Can he throw with more volume? Actually, no. The numbers suggest that Melky throws with more volume. And who's more durable? I would argue Melky is. We've seen Arnold Allen, maybe not knocked out, but we've seen him take big shots, big damage. What I'm seeing a lot of people do is they're taking the Giga Chikadze fight that Arnold Allen had, and they're copy-pasting their breakdown onto this. And I don't think Melky Costa is the same type of fighter as Giga Chikadze. He's way younger, way quicker, way more spry, And you watch that Giga fight back. Giga at times was landing big kicks onto Arnold Allen to the point where I thought Giga might have low-key been able to win a decision there. But Giga didn't have takedown defense, and that's how Arnold Allen won. I don't think that's going to happen here. Arnold Allen also only won 5-round fight to his resume, and people were like, oh, Allen's been to 5-rounders. That he's got the experience. He got mollywopped by Max Holloway in that 5-rounder. He lost 4 of the 5 rounds. So I really just don't understand the Arnold Allen love, especially as a favorite, especially considering Melky's on a 6-fight winning streak, and most of them are by finish. Give me Melky Costa, the Dalmatian, to win this fight. I'm going to say by round 2 knockout. Now, if this goes to decision, I would be concerned that Arnold Allen might have won. Melky is better at moments rather than minutes, but I don't even think it's out of the question for Melky to win a decision here. I think Arnold Allen is a nothing burger. Nothing burger, and Melky, at least I can say, he's a great kicker. So, give me Melky by finish. Thank you for getting to the end of another episode of Finn's Chats. I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comments who your favorite fighter of the card is. I don't care if they're a huge favorite, huge underdog. I need your favorite fighter in the comments. Tell me how they're going to win. Leave a like, subscribe. And as you guys know, have a great rest of your day. You savage.